do it. We back. It's the Height Differential. That's the 660 on the 410. Nick, we both got hat backwards. I don't think we both had hat backwards in a long time.
It's been a while, yeah.
But
I mean, the hair's getting a little too long up top. Gotta go see our girl Tammy this week. Try to get that chopped off.
I saw Tammy today, and she said, "Where's your boy Neil? I haven't seen him in a while."
So I'm gonna text her tomorrow.
Has it been a bit? I'm leaving tomorrow to go to Chicago for work. I texted her today. I was like, "Hey, can I get a cut?" She's like, "I'm not working, but come over to the spot." And I was like, "I'm not coming over to the spot. I'll just wait. I'm good." And then she pretty much made me come over to the spot. Did not get eaten by the dogs over there.
That's good.
But we got.
It's good. I mean, yeah. When you go into a new city, you go on a little trip. It's good to get a fresh cut. In case you run into some ladies, that you don't know.
And I will read you her text to me as I tried to tell her no. She says, "No, sir. You have to find me a sister-in-law on this trip." So she wanted me to look fresh.
Mm-hmm.
And she had to go back to the damn store to get her clippers. And I was like, "No, you are not doing that. Absolutely not." And I said, "Don't make a trip. Friday is fine." She says, "Too late. I'm running and getting my stuff. You got to look good on this trip."
Do got to look good on this trip.
So I got a lot of pressure.
You gotta be joining like the Chicago Bumbles or Tinders, like the local dating apps on there. See if you match up somebody.
I think I have to, and like just because like she made that extra 25-minute drive.
Bro, how you gonna get a fresh cut and then cover it up with a hat though?
I had it on. But yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm kind of excited to go to Chicago. Hoping to go to a Cubs game while we're there. But we got plenty to talk about. The Haskell Stakes on Saturday. Ron Fox comes out of nowhere on the weekend, wins the Open, and it was a loaded leaderboard on Saturday, and he comes out on top. The World Cup is over. I think we're all sad about that.
Yeah.
But I think we'll start by just kind of talking about this TBT game that we both watched. Kentucky took the first game. It was on Saturday.
Yeah.
Was up big. Louisville rallied back, kind of made a game of it late, but couldn't pull out the win.
Yeah,
and then
they tied it.
Tonight, Louisville just Montrez and this dude, Alex Matthews from E-Town, just absolutely put on them. What, they ended up winning by 20, but it wasn't even that close.
No. I mean, it's always fun when TBT rolls around in the summertime. It's kind of a lull in the sports calendar. Usually we don't have the World Cup to fall back on, but right as the World Cup's ending, it's just basically all baseball. And when you can get some basketball, summertime basketball, college hoops, and some of your, legends of some of these programs coming back, like the Montrezl Harrells and the Russ Smiths for Louisville, and, like the Willie Cauley-Steins of Kentucky. It's always fun to see those guys back. I like the best of three format, especially in a rivalry like this. And after Saturday, when the, what do they call themselves? La Familia got the victory, and 42 of their team's points were scored by non-Kentucky guys. It was kind of like, this is really a Kentucky team. But then we see Alex Matthews, a non-Louisville player, sounds like a Boy Meets World character, come out of nowhere.
100%.
Comes out of nowhere. Went to, where did he go to school, Nick?
He went to John Hardin in E-Town.
Yep, in high school, okay.
After that, he went to Evansville out of high school, played there for 1 year, saw action in 6 games, then transferred to Gulf Coast State, was there just 1 year, played 27 games, started 25, averaged 16 points. And then for his junior and senior season, he transferred to UTPB.
UTPB.
Do you remember what it is? Because I told you what it was before we went on air.
I've already forgotten.
I kind of figured you did.
Yep.
It is University of Texas Permian Basin, and they compete at the D2 level in the Lone Star Conference. But that he was second team All Lone Star Conference his senior year, and third team his junior year. He's played overseas somewhere. But young dude added to the team and never heard of him. I'm texting Josh, our guy that's from E-Town, didn't know who he was. So no, but he's making a name.
He shows up out of nowhere
right now.
Yeah, he just showed up out of nowhere tonight and absolutely balled out. With the posterizing dunk, a posterizing block, throwing alley-oops, hitting threes. Like, this dude looked like he played at Duke or Carolina compared to UTPB. But so no, he's an honorary Louisville Cardinal, I guess, for the
He is now.
tournament. So we're glad to have him.
I mean, look, this dude has never played on the national stage and is getting an opportunity to play games on Fox or Fox Sports 1 and showing out.
Yeah,
Showing out. And dude, that one breakaway dunk when then Trez just goes crazy and jumps on the table. The whole crowd's going nuts. You said they took out the radio feed?
took out the radio feed. How about Trez? So you play in game 1 on, what was that, Saturday? Then you fly out to do your big three, the 3-on-3 professional league with Ice Cube. You set a big three record in points, scoring 42 points in a game, which surpassed what's that Briscoe? Isaiah Briscoe from Kentucky, who used to have that record. So you set a big three scoring record yesterday, fly back to the Ville, and you put up over 30 points today in TBT. So Trez is on a heater right now.
I mean, let's also remember this dude had a pretty good NBA career.
No, he did. He's also old now.
Yeah, but I mean, he had a really good NBA career. And what's it been, 5 years since he's played in the league?
Yeah, I
Probably
mean,
around there.
he was the sixth man of the year. He won the sixth man of the year in the NBA. He was around with the Clippers and got a cup of coffee, I think, with the Lakers. He was wasn't he a Hornet or something maybe for a little
I
while?
don't know where it was at the end of his career.
I don't know. Hawk. I think he was a Hawk for a while. I don't know.
But
He was
the dude deserves a rest after the last couple of days of hooping. And now they play Wednesday night at 6:00 at Memorial. They were talking about how there weren't a ton of Louisville fans at Memorial on Saturday. I would say there's probably going to be a little bit more there on Wednesday night.
Yeah, I would think so.
But like it's fun to just, like you said, it's fun to just have a little bit of basketball during the season. I think the new format it's smart because in the past couple of years they've been in the same bracket, but they had to win to play each
Yeah.
other. And I mean, obviously you want those games for both TV and for attendance. So
Yeah.
it's really just a common sense decision by the TBT to do that.
Yeah. No doubt.
But big game on Wednesday night. Fun to watch a little hoops in July. I guess we'll start with the British.
Okay.
Unless you want to start with the horse racing, but you can call it.
No, we go the British. We go what they call the Open Championship.
They do call it the Open. It's just, I don't know. It's hard to get out of the habit of calling it the British Open. I've always called it the British Open until like the last however many so years. But Ryan Fox puts up a 62. There were 3 62s this week at Royal Birkdale. His odds at the beginning of the tournament, I think, were like plus 150. He did not have a good Thursday, and by that point, I think he was like plus 500. Like his number was wild. But then he puts up a 62 to get in it, and then Sunday you've got a loaded leaderboard with Siwoo's up there, Sam Burns is up there, Scotty's up there, Fox, Berger, like
Cam Young.
Gerard's up there.
Cam Young.
And then Byrne gets those 3 bogeys in a row early. Siwoo struggles a little bit. And really the stage is set for somebody else to make a move. Burns made those 3 bogeys, but really kind of hung in there. And even Fox didn't have a great front 9, but then he birdies 3 holes 3 out of 4 holes. 13, 14, and 16.
Yep.
To make a move. And look, my thing with Fox was on 15, he gets that bad break where it just doesn't clear the bunker, misses it by maybe a foot, and he gets wedged where he's got to go backwards, but he figures out a way to get a bogey and didn't complain about it, just took care of his business, got that bogey on the card, and that really set him up for what happened on 17 and 18.
Yeah. No, and like you mentioned, like going into that back 9, birdieing 3 of the 4, they escape on 15 with a bogey. And then even on 17, the par 5, when he's tied. So he ties it up on 16 at 9 under, goes into 17, hits a dart into 17, misses a pretty short putt. And that's when you're kind of like, if he's going to miss those, then, maybe it's not his day. On 18, one of the hardest par 4s on the course, I think it was only 3 birdies in the total round on Sunday or something like that. 5. Okay, five birdies on Sunday. Pipes the drive, and then from 176 yards out, puts a dart within about 10 feet.
It was 11. Yeah, right there. Yeah.
Yeah, and then doesn't waste any time. Just goes up and just calmly drills it left edge of the cup, rolls in. I mean, when the pressure was at its greatest, I mean, he was hitting darts.
Well, I talked about the bad break on 15. He also got a bad break on 17, where he took iron off the tee. That thing rode 80 yards into a bunker.
Right into the bunker, yeah.
And which kind of, like, 17 that's a birdieable hole.
It is a birdieable hole.
And when you need a birdie to tie the lead, and then you get a 10-footer for birdie, and then you miss it. So now you need a birdie on 18, which you said at that point had only had 4 birdies on the day. For the week, it had, like, there were 27 birdies the whole week on that hole. It was played as the hardest hole in the course.
Yeah.
And he talked about how his mindset after missing that putt on 17 was different, obviously, because now you got to go attack the hole.
Mm-hmm.
And, dude, he stripes at 330 right down the middle, skirts by the bunker. And he felt so good about that next shot because it was a perfect 9-iron. And he puts it to 11 feet. 2 perfect shots. 2 absolutely perfect shots. But then you had just missed that 10-footer on the hole before. And Burns misses his. And 22 seconds later, dude's up there swinging.
He waits
no time. Figures out a way to find it. Said he couldn't feel his hands. Doesn't know how he did it. But figured out a way to go it in. It just slid in that left side.
I mean, it was right. I mean, off the club, I didn't think it was going to get there, or was going to catch that edge, but it did. It's right there, perfect spot.
Well, and here's the thing too. Like, you talk about the 22 seconds before he hits his putt on 18. Like, they're waiting on 18 because they had to wait to tee off. His ball was teed up the whole entire time.
Yeah,
just sitting there on a tee. Like,
I did notice that. I did notice.
It's just he's ready to go. I mean, he's a grip it and rip it golfer, which I love.
Well, you heard him. Did you hear his comments afterward about what Scotty told him when they played with each other at the Waste Management?
Yeah,
and they had to play threes when they were playing threes, and Scotty was like, "It feels like we're playing twos. Like you're not even a part of the group because the man is just gripping and ripping, like you said, like just not wasting any time."
Yeah, but 39 years old.
Player. That's the kind of guy you want to play with.
Oh, 100%, 100%. And 39 years old, first-time major winner, third ever player from New Zealand to win a major tournament. His dad was a rugby player for the All Blacks. His grandpa was a cricket player. So a lot of athletes in the family. Like, he kind of looks like a rugby player, doesn't he? Like, just kind of how stocky he is.
Yeah, he's a brick.
But he had just moved. Like, they had just moved their family to Jupiter I think within the last year or two, and I think that's helped with his, just kind of adjusting and playing more and being around PGA players more often. But, dude, just a really cool story. Like, it would have been fun to see a playoff. Yeah. After Cam Young had been waiting for what was almost 2 or 3 hours.
It was over 2.5 hours since he had finished. Yeah.
Put up a 64 and just, you don't think that 10's going to hold or that 9's going to hold. And I mean, heck, it looked like it was going to happen until that last hole.
I mean, if you're Cam Young and you see Fox miss that putt on 17, like in your mind, it's go time. Like you're thinking, well, this is happening. Like it's go time. We're going to extra holes.
Well, at that point, you're thinking maybe you can win this in regulation.
That's true. It's a bogey bowl.
Because that hole was scoring over par the whole tournament.
Yeah.
And there was only 4 birdies before that the whole day. I know Tommy had one a couple of groups ahead of him. I don't know who else birdied it that day, but it just was a really tough hole. And like I got up and watched Ricky, who teed off at 4:00. I watched his back nine starting at 7:00 in the morning, and he played really well and got to where he was 4 under at 12th, and then dude just made an absolute mess of 18. Found the greenside bunker. Barely, like the way that he had to stand to get it out of there, like your foot's halfway in, it's halfway out. He barely gets it out, and then he makes a 30-footer to save bogey. But it was
what was the cut? The cut was what, 1 over?
Yeah.
So Fox made the cut. He was even par after 2 rounds. He made the cut by 1 shot and then just fires that 62, 68, goes 10 under on the last 2 days. That's
Yeah,
incredible.
it's one of the best 2-day finishes to ever win. If Cam Young would have won, he would have came farther back, like as far back as anybody with his 64.
Yeah.
But and dude, Scotty once again a top 5 finish. I mean,
He's not winning though. I mean, he's
not winning.
consistent. I mean, he's not getting over the hump like he used to.
But dude still leads in FedEx Cup points. He has 4 seconds in 16 events, 2/3, 10 top 5s out of 16 events, and 15 top 25s. The only one that wasn't a top 25 was his miscut last week at the Scottish. I mean, yeah, he's not winning, but he just didn't putt. He just didn't putt. He couldn't make putts.
Yeah.
I think we need to talk about Bryson a little bit on Friday.
You have to.
At the 5th hole.
Yeah.
Just, I guess my first question, if it's not Bryson, do they do the same thing? Do they still do the 2-stroke penalty?
Yeah.
Because I think there's a lot of people that think maybe they don't.
They do. At first glance, when you saw it, it was like it didn't look that egregious. It doesn't look like anything that like anybody else wouldn't do. You know, you walk back behind your ball, line your shot up, and you know you did knock some grass down, but it didn't look like it was like it didn't improve the lie of the ball. But I guess it did give him a little extra room on his backswing, which allowed him, I guess, to hit the ball kind of like he wanted to. So in the end, is a 2-stroke penalty correct? I guess it's borderline, but I'm fine with it. But then, of course, as you mentioned, it's Bryson. So, of course, it's going to get extra attention because it is Bryson, a live golfer that abandoned the PGA Tour, that nobody really liked to begin with. Then he won that U.S. Open. He's won a couple, majors, and I think fans have come around on him a little bit. But then he throws the antics of I'm threatening to take my ball and clubs and go home, and I'm not going to play the rest of the tournament. So then he just comes off looking like a giant baby. So it's Bryson being Bryson. Rory had his comments afterward and made it known that he's not a fan of Bryson, and there's some other golfers out there that I feel are the same way. They feel the same way about Bryson. But because it was Bryson, it was a bigger story. But I do think that any other golfer was going to get the penalty there.
And with the Rory comments, like we've talked about, sometimes the Rory's been kind of annoying sometimes this year with the things that he said. I love that he said that about Bryson. And I'm not saying that I agree one way or the other, but I just love that he just said how he feels. He didn't hide behind it. He's just like, dude, I'm not a fan of him. I'm not going to defend him. He made us wait to see when our tee times were going to be. Even if you didn't do it on purpose, which maybe he didn't, maybe it was inadvertent.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
But there's still a rule in golf that you can't improve your backswing. And that's what he was doing. Like what he did by trampling, he was able to get his backswing, to get through. Smiley Kaufman did a full segment on the Golf Channel where he went through what the shot would have looked like if he didn't trample it down behind him and what it looked like with it. And it changed the trajectory of the shot completely. So quit crying, dude. And you've brought this all on yourself too. If you think they're singling you out, you've brought this all on yourself.
Correct.
But then we get on the other side with Scotty on the 17th on Sunday, where his second shot, it's 100 yards left over the grandstand, where it would have been, it's off the course. Like the commentators talk, this is as far left as I've ever seen a shot.
Well, didn't he hit a provisional?
He did, but then he gets free relief because they don't find the ball. And that is a temporary immovable object where you get a free drop because it is a grandstand. And like there's people in the grandstand looking for the ball, and Scotty's basically like, no, don't find it. I don't want to know where it is because I want to envision where it went in on my eyesight so I don't have to worry about where the ball is. And then he can drop. And he ends up dropping, puts it to 11 feet and gets a birdie. So, I mean, that is taking advantage of the rules. And he admitted that, he hates doing it. But It is the rules. There are those grandstands. And I will say this, being at the ISCO last week on the 18th hole, the pin was in the back of the green the entire day. There was absolutely zero reason to leave that ball short because you could fly it 100 yards over that grandstand and you're going to get a free drop right in front of the pin.
Like you say, you're going to drop it right in front of it. Yeah.
So that's what this kind of reminded me of. Like, I was thinking this all week, and there were a couple balls that did go in there, thinking that the whole time. And then this comes into play. And I mean, one's a 2-stroke penalty, one's a no stroke, and you end up getting a bird dog.
Yeah, that's like you said, the rules are there. Take advantage of them where you can.
But I was talking about Scotty before. His last 12 majors, 10 top 10s, 7 top 5s, 2 wins. And Scotty and Sam Burns this year were a combined 20 under in the 4 majors to lead all players. Do you want to guess what the second best player cumulative was?
So say that stat again.
So Scotty and Sam Burns were 20 under combined in the 4 majors, which was the best 4 major score.
Yeah.
What do you think the second place score was? And you can try to guess who it was if you want to.
Probably like 8 under.
It was 13.
Okay.
And it was Xander. Like, it's going to be hard to get.
Xander? I would have guessed Xander. I was going to say Wyndham Clark or somebody.
Yeah, Xander was at 13. Rory and Cam Young were at 11. And Aubert was at 10.
How about Sam Burns? Can we talk about Sam Burns? I mean, last 2 majors, what does he have? The 54-hole lead in both of them? Didn't he have the 54-hole lead in the U.S. and now in the British, and just couldn't get the job done on Sunday.
Yeah, and I mean, he had a chance last year in the Open too.
Like he's knocking on the door. You can't shoot 2 over on Sunday and expect to win. Like, you got to go out there and still play good. And it's twice now this year that he's choked.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to start getting asked that question. You know, when are you going to win the big one? And you know, like, some other guys are going to start getting asked that question too. Like, Aubert is up there all the time. He hasn't won a major. Tommy still hasn't won a major. Cam Young came through and won the Players, but when's he going to win one? So there's a lot of guys that are in contention over and over again that aren't figuring out a way to win. But it's hard to win. These are the best players in the world, and
is it time for us to start asking if Scotty Scheffler will ever win another tournament?
Another tournament? I think there's a very good chance that he wins a tournament this year.
I say he won his first one of the year. He hadn't won since. Like you said, a lot of seconds, top 5s, 3rds. But the dude's not beat. Like, in the past, you would expect Scotty to kind of close the door on some of these, come back and put the hammer down. And he's there, but he's just not putting it over the top.
And I would almost guarantee he's going to win one of the 3. Either the FedEx, the St. Jude, the BMW, or the FedEx Championship. He's going to win one of those 3. And then, like, in the last one, it's going to be a 30-person field. Like, he's just there every time. Like, you can't just.
He's there. He's there, but he's not at the top.
And I will say, yesterday was one of the first days, because I've bet him a lot on Sundays and haven't won because the number has been tempting. And I did not do it on Sunday and was glad that I didn't. I mean, still the numbers are crazy.
I mean, I'm kidding. He's obviously going to win. He's going to win another tournament in his career, obviously. But
and here, like, we're both picking Matt Fitzpatrick. Doesn't even make the cut.
His brother might be the better Fitzpatrick. Alex Fitzpatrick's been playing some good golf lately. He might be the better brother.
I mean, he struggled a little bit on either Saturday or Sunday, because his finish wasn't great.
Yeah, it was Saturday.
But I mean, that's the thing. We can pick Matt Fitzpatrick, and he might miss the cut. If you pick Scotty, he's gonna be there. He's gonna give you a chance.
Unless it was the Scottish Open.
Well, that's one time, and what we talked about what that record was, it was 70-something events.
I know.
Like it's gonna happen eventually. But I don't know. Like just I love the open. Like I love just waking up in the middle of the night and watching golf and then going back to sleep and going to work. Like there's something about it that I think is really cool.
We
I,
get we get to go back to St. Andrews next year, so I'm looking forward to that.
yeah, and
Always a great course.
th- right, and that's going to be true links. There was a lot of people that were talking about how Birkdale wasn't really true links.
It was links enough.
It was warm, like it wasn't wet
Oh,
and cold.
yeah. I
It was
got you.
it was warm and dry. I mean, that's why balls were rolling 80, 100 yards down the fairway.
I mean,
Like,
yeah, there was no I mean, yeah, usually in this tournament, you see dudes, like you said, wet, like, you're getting rain, you're out there in your rain gear and all that, umbrellas, and I think they had perfect weather all 4 days. It was just sunshine and
yeah,
clear
everybody. I
skies.
mean, I think maybe in the morning sometimes you'd see them in quarter zips, but for the most part, everybody's rocking polos. It was it was warm and dry. It was warm and dry, and it was another cool thing was, I mean, Tommy probably wanted to play a little better than he did, but he's still another one that's always up there. And to him to birdie 18 in front of, I mean, I think they said he grew up 5 miles away from that course, which was pretty cool. Uh, like you talked about my game, like would do well there because my ball would just
'Cause you
roll.
get the roll. Yeah, like, the dry like, yeah.
And
I
I'm thinking about that. And then I'm also like, dude, some of these pot bunkers, I don't know if I can get in and out of them,
just hit the ball straight like you normally do.
but you don't know where it's going to roll.
Yeah, if you get in one of those bunkers, we're gonna need, like a crane or, like, a lifting device to
Like,
get you down in there and get you out.
cause you
Put
can
you a
hit
ladder.
it
We need a
straight.
ladder. We'll get you a ladder to get in and out of those
You can
things.
hit it straight, but you don't know, like, it still can take a turn and go into one of
That's
those
true.
things. Yeah, so I maybe I would just have to have, like, a 3 time too long sand wedge just to just so I didn't have to get down to the bunker. So I just but
Hit it backwards.
I mean, I know there's like, seeing the way some of those guys were positioned and some of those shots, I can't do that. I don't
Yeah.
it's not my repertoire.
No.
But sad the majors are over. We've now got like 250 something days till the Masters
Well,
and
we
our
still got some. I mean, the FedEx Cups are on the horizon, and I think it's a President's Cup year. So we'll
it's a
get
present.
The U.S. versus everybody but Europe coming up in October, September.
On Saturday we also had the Haskell. You went into the race selecting Napoleon Solo. I was on Further Ado. I would say it was in the slot. Didn't know how that was going to affect the outcome, but the race started just like we thought it was going to. Solo gets the lead. Further Ado's on his
He's way up.
tail.
Yep, he's up
I'm
there.
I'm thinking Further Ado's too good of a horse. He's going to track him down. And I do think that Paco was worried about Further Ado, and Further Ado was on his outside. And I think that's maybe why, instead of protecting the rail, he veers out a little bit to maybe make Further Ado go a little wider. And who is it that sneaks to the rail? But baby Vino. And they battle it down the stretch. You got to give Napoleon Solo some credit because he really did fight down the stretch. But in the end, it was just too much as baby Vino, who goes up to 28-1, wins the Haskell.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it going in, and he was, as we said, he was the unknown horse of the field. Like, he started out, what was he, like, for his first 4 or 5 in his career, won his last 2, so he came in on a little bit of a heater, winning those 2 races. I believe one was at Monmouth. Um, wasn't it? Am I wrong, or was that his stakes debut?
That was his stakes debut. A great stakes debut.
Yeah, so, like, it's his stakes debut. Like, he's stepping up in competition against these horses that have run, in the Derby and all those Derby prep races, and a couple Preakness runners, and he was unknown. We thought maybe he would sneak into third, like, because he had a decent speed figure compared to the others going into it. It's like, you don't know much about him. Maybe throw him in your exotics, and then I did not expect him to win.
Well, that's what I did. He was in my
I
try
did
bet.
too. No, I had him in my try. I had him in a try.
But and here's the thing too, like, it's sometimes betting, and we talked about this last week. Why did I put Vino in my try? Because you needed to find somebody at a price. I mean, a dude went off at even money. Like, and that's my win bet. And I'm just looking at like, it's just not a smart bet. Like you have to adjust when he's at even money. Like, even if he wins, you're making $10 on a $10 bet. Like, is
Right.
that even worth it?
No.
I don't think it's worth it. Yeah, but you talk about Vino. Yeah, he had just won his last 2 races. He won his last race at Monmouth by 10 lengths. So he was obviously trending, and that's why we mentioned him. But neither one of us thought this horse could win. We probably should have looked at him harder because the speed figures were pretty good the last 2 races in those 2 wins. I just think the fact that he had the rail wide open, played perfect into his hands, allowed Vargas to dude, this jockey gets his first ever graded stakes wins, his first ever graded stake win in a Haskell. Tyler G was supposed to ride him, jumped off of him to ride Oselli. And you also get Lindsay Schultz, who becomes the first female trainer to win the Haskell when we've just done this.
Yeah.
In the Derby and in the Belmont. Well, not the Belmont, but in the Derby.
Yeah.
But, like, do you think that maybe Paco was too worried about further ado, and that's why he allowed the rail to be wide open for Baby Vino to slide through there?
I mean, like you said, he gave it up, and then like coming down the stretch, they're dueling, and Baby Vino just bullied Napoleon Solo. I mean, he forced Napoleon Solo to keep pushing him out a little wide. Got him off his stride a little bit down the stretch, and he was able to win by that length or half length or whatever it was. But I mean, that's why there was an inquiry. We had the inquiry from Napoleon Solo that when you look at the replay, there wasn't really much there. I mean, there was Baby Vino, like I said, kind of pushing Napoleon Solo out a little bit, but nothing that warrants throwing him out. But yeah, there's no excuse. There's no excuse for Napoleon Solo. There's no excuse for further ado. Like they had it right in front of them, and they were just beaten.
Well, and that's the thing too. Like, and nobody else in this race ran. It was just Solo and Vino. Nobody else ran in this race.
Now the Puma, we talked about the Puma coming off that 3.5 month layoff. I want to say that that's what factored into him just being a non-factor in this race because he was nowhere. He was in the back most of the race. He got up for fourth.
Yeah, but even Iron Honor came in third, but he was over.
He was
3
never a
lengths
factor.
behind
Like they were
everybody.
just they were never threatening. So it sucks for the Puma because I think the Puma is a good horse. The 3.5 month playoff, I think, really played into it.
Could have been the track conditions too. Like
track, the slot. Yeah, I don't know.
But
I'd like to see him run again. But
with Adu's pedigree, you would think he would like the slot. And I don't know. It's just you can say it was that, or maybe he just didn't have a good day, or
it's two big races in a row. The further Ado has not shown up.
Well, not 2 in a row, 2 out of 3.
Well, the Derby, I'm talking about big races in like the Derby and the Haskell. I mean, the one that he won at Churchill, not a big race. I mean,
it's a great stakes race. It's a greatest stakes race, but
sure. But when you look at the horses that, the Iron Honors, the Napoleon Solos, and the Pumas of the world, those are better horses than what he won against the Churchill his last time out.
Yeah, and he just no-showed. Had a perfect trip. Perfect trip. Vino bucks a couple of trends at the Haskell prior to Saturday. 30 of the past 35 winners had contested at least one or more legs of the Triple Crown. And prior to Saturday, 46 of the past 47 had previously won a stakes race. So the only other time.
Like when you look at those stats, like that's why you don't bet this horse.
That's why he's 28-1.
Yeah.
And it's easy to be like, oh, I should have bet it. But there's also numbers out there to say you shouldn't have bet it.
Oh, I'm sure everybody in the comments will say, oh, these guys don't know anything. Of course, Baby Vino is going to win. It's like those idiots on the comments that were saying Oselli was going to win. That horse was dead last. He even lost a Star Sweeper. Horse is a ball. Lost a Star Sweeper.
And look, Oselli has been known to at least finish third or fourth and did not do that on Saturday. But, I mean, I think we had the setup of the race right. It just didn't end the way we thought. And I mean, Solo was right there. I think both of us thought that he would be fighting at the end. You thought he would finish it. I thought he wouldn't. And I just thought it would be Adu that would get him and not Baby Vino.
Baby Vino.
So, I mean, we were close.
But again, like this Baby Vino in his stakes debut comes in as a long shot, wins. What does this say about the 3-year-old crop? We've talked about it as being weak. And I think this furthers the point that this 3-year-old crop is a weak crop.
Yeah. So I've got some numbers.
Let's hear it.
I went through and pulled the Equibase figures for the last 10 years. For every Derby, every Preakness, every Belmont, and every Haskell winner. This year's, for those 4 races, there was an average of 99.5 for those 4 winners. The closest to that is the closest to that in the last 10 years is 101.3 in 2022. And that was when Rich Strike, Early Voting, Mo Donegal, and Cyberknife.
Rich Strike.
There are only, so how many, that's what, 40 races, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
There are only there are only 7 times in those 40 races where a figure has been lower than 101 or lower. And all 4 this year are
4.
101 and lower.
Yeah. 4 out of the 7.
The other 3 were Dornoch in the Preakness. No, it was Seize the Gray in the Preakness in 2024. Rich Strike in the Derby, and he had a 97 in 22. And then Cloud Computing in the Preakness had a 101 in 2017.
Yeah, it's bad. And if these 3-year-olds think, like, if they try to go up against, these older horses in the Breeders' Cup Classic, the magnitudes of the world, they're going to get dusted. It's not even going to be a race. They're going to get smoked. And I don't know how many 3-year-olds are going to run, if any. But they're going to get smoked.
Well, I mean, dude, Baby Vino just got a free ticket.
He did get a free ticket. That's true. He did get a free ticket.
They have not said if he will run. I mean, it's a ways away. But, like, dude, Justify's year, the average was 111. It's a full 12 points higher.
Yeah.
Authentic's year, when he won the Derby and the Haskell, it was 110.75. When Mandaloon won, it was 109.5. So I think those numbers show what we've pretty much been saying all season, is that, yeah, this 3-year-old class is not very good. And yeah, we put down Golden Tempo and didn't think that he would win the Belmont. He proved us wrong. And he's by far the best horse of this crop.
He's the best 3-year-old. I'll give him his credit. He's the best 3-year-old of a bad group of horses. So congratulations to him, but I still don't think he's that good.
I can't wait to see him get back out there. Hopefully it will be the Travers. It will not be in the Dandy. The Dandy is the next big race for 3-year-olds. That'll be on August 1st at Saratoga. They'll go 1 1/8. And it does look like we will see Renegade, Commandment, and Chipancho in that field. I don't know. The rest of the field hasn't been decided. But we should be able to, to see Renegade against Commandment, be fun to see who comes out on top of that. Because I do think those are 2 good horses.
Yes.
It's just, are they good horses in this subpar crop of 3-year-olds?
Exactly. Yes.
I don't know. We did
Can't
not
wait
win
to
any
see the
money.
comments. Can't wait to see all the comments on this one.
We did not win any money. And
I mean,
I think it's a learn, like, you have to learn to bet just as much as you need to learn to pick the right horses.
I mean, like you said, we both had Vino. We had Vino in the try, but when Further Ado finishes 5th, that doesn't help.
But you also, yeah, you're right. But, like, if you've got him in the try, but you only got him to finish 3rd, is that really taking advantage of his? Like, if he slips up and gets 2nd or 1st, you're screwed. And
Yeah,
I
but
know it's a
but
bigger ticket, but is it
sure,
worth
but
it to
even
just
if I
put
would
that
have
in?
boxed it, I still would have had a further ado in there. I still would have
Right.
lost.
I know.
So
It's just when you got a horse that's 28-1 in your try somewhere, it's just like, I could have figured that out
yeah,
because it
yeah.
paid.
Oh, it paid.
Because it paid.
It paid.
And in some of those races where they're tough and there's a favorite that's 1-1, maybe it's just the smart play to go against him and hope he gets beat and doesn't finish on the board. Because if you do that in that race, even though you maybe think a dude, even if you think a dude's the best horse, but you don't think he's by far the best horse, maybe it's just like, let's leave him out. And if he wins, then whatever. But if he doesn't, maybe I'll hit big. We're learning. We're trying to get better at this stuff. All you, the people hating, we're going to send you t-shirts. We're going to get them made. We're going to send you t-shirts. World Cup's over.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Let me just say, the job that this country did this last month was pretty amazing. Just venues all across the country, having people all over the world visit our country, experience our culture, go to our restaurants.
And a lot
It
of
was just,
seemed like positive reviews from the foreign travelers.
I mean, and it should be. And it should be. Like we are going to welcome everybody with open arms. We want them to enjoy our chips and salsa, our unlimited chips and salsa, our Buc-ee's, our
Costco's,
yeah,
Walmart's.
like just enjoy. Like they're all going to go back home with their cholesterol being 100 or 200 points higher.
Yeah.
But that's the price you pay. But just like the fact that these games were played, and not just USA, like Canada and Mexico too, like just all the work that had to go into that to put that together is unbelievable. These crowds were amazing.
Uh-huh.
And I still don't know how people came over here from other countries and just
Stayed
lived
for
here
a
for a
month.
month and were able to afford it and not lose their jobs.
Yeah, to pay the ticket prices, to stay here for a month, to go to multiple different cities. That's insane. Yeah, I don't if you were here in the early round, like group stage, did you go home? And if you were an Argentina fan, did you skip the group stages and just come for the knockout rounds? Like just betting on your team it was going to make it, to the 16s, the rounds of eights and the semis and finals. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know how you do it, but if you were a fan that was here for every single game of your, like all seven, with like 7 games, 8 games, if you were here for that entire time, I need
That's
your
just
job. I need to know how you got your money.
no kidding. Like, but just incredible. And it had to be an amazing experience for them. They're all going to be sad going back to their regular lives after doing nothing but watching soccer and eating fatty foods and drinking alcohol for the last month. Sounds pretty amazing. But did we talk about College World Series? What is that? 10 days?
It's more than that.
Like,
Yeah. So about 2 weeks. Yeah.
like you go over there for that. It's like, how do I even stay for the whole thing? I either got to be here for pool player of the tournament.
That's tough.
Or
It's
pool
tough.
player of the best of 3. Like I can't do both.
Tough.
Like if I try to take a month off work, I think they're going to tell me to just you can just stay over there.
Get your vacation days built up there, my guy.
I got plenty, but still a whole month.
But what'd you think of the final? I know you were at your nephew's All-Star Little League game, watching him strike out 10 batters, but did you get to watch the final at all?
I had it on my phone.
Okay.
And dude, Argentina just couldn't get into anything at all.
I mean, they got dominated.
Nothing.
I'd like to know, like, no shots on goal. They didn't have a shot period until, I think, extra time, but no shots on goal at all in the game. I mean, just absolutely got their butts whooped by Spain.
Like, did Messi even get touches?
Not a lot.
They allowed one goal the whole tournament. One goal to Belgium. And in that game, they came back late and won. Figured out a way to win. Right?
Yeah.
And this stat might be even more unbelievable than the one goal. 10 total shots on goal in 8 games, including shutting out Argentina in the final. They also shut out Austria in the round of 32, did not have a shot on goal. So 2 games in the tournament, they didn't even allow a shot on goal.
And you think about, like, the way they started, like, coming into the tournament, Spain was obviously one of the favorites up there, with the Frances and Argentinas and Englands of the world. You start the tournament in group play with a tie to Cape Verde. And everybody's like, what's wrong with Spain? It was 0-0. But, like, what's wrong with Spain? Like, uh-oh. And then they just kicked ass the rest of the tournament after that. But
well, I mean, dude, as much as they dominated that game, they were 13 minutes away from going to PKs?
yeah.
And I don't care how much Spain dominated Argentina in regulation.
No, you
get to PKs?
You got to PK. It's a new game.
And I think, Spain's, their numbers in PKs are nowhere near as good as what Argentina's are. So I think it kind of shifts in Argentina's favor. So they were 12, 13 minutes away from dominating the game, but then have to figure out PKs. But they got one in.
They did get one in.
And Mbappe wins the Golden Boot. Dude finishes with 10 goals after he got 2 in the third place game.
And what are your thoughts on that? You think he deserves the Golden Boot by getting 2 goals in a game that doesn't matter?
I mean, if they have the game out there and he can play in it, yeah, it should count. Do you not think it should?
I mean, I it's part of the tournament.
I mean, if you're going to play
there are people out there that say it shouldn't because it wasn't actually a game that mattered in the tournament. Like, they were already eliminated.
Well, who are these people that said it shouldn't? Because it's a game that's being played where they have officials. Both teams are playing.
I mean, it's mostly the Messi lovers of the world out there that are crying about it, but there are people.
Well, Messi's the GOAT. Okay.
Is
he? But Mbappe
might be the GOAT.
I mean, he's already the all-time leading goal scorer in World Cup history.
He's played 10 fewer games, I think.
He's played 3 World Cups. He has 22 career World Cup goals. He has done it in 22 matches. Messi ranks second with 21 goals, and he has done it in 34 matches.
Yeah. So Mbappe's he's averaging a goal a match. Messi averages like 0.69 or something, 0.65. So he's done it in way fewer games. He's done it at an age, what is he, 13 years younger than Messi?
Messi's 39.
Isn't Mbappe like high 20, 26, 27?
Why do you ask me a soccer player's age every show? He's 27. Dude's already played in 3 World Cups. He's 27.
He's 12 years younger than Messi and has more World Cup goals than Messi in half as many World Cups appearances. So we can talk about Messi being the GOAT, and sure, like you want to call him the GOAT now, but Mbappe deserves more credit than what I think people are talking about. It's always the Ronaldo or Messi, because that's the way it's been, but Mbappe's just come onto the world stage in the last, 8 years, and he's dominating.
He has entered the chat, and in those 3 World Cups, he has become the all-time goal scorer.
It's insane.
Yeah, it is. And now you've got a 19-year-old on Spain who has also entered the chat in Lamine Yamal, and we'll see what he does the rest of his career. But, Mbappe's and the Messi's and the big names, but I mean, I didn't know who Jamal was before this tournament. Did you?
No.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not a big, I'm sure normal soccer fans are familiar. Those that, watch the English Premier League and the Spanish League and the Italian leagues, and they get up early on their weekends and go to Molly Malone's and tune in for these things. But, we're not. The casual fan knows the Messis and the Ronaldos and the Mbappes. They don't, like you said, they don't know the Yamals and some of these other guys. Like, did you know who Haaland was? No. I'm a big fan of him now. I think he's awesome.
Yeah.
Dude is awesome. Well, man went back to his country with a stuffed raccoon.
The trick is figuring out a team to cheer for. That's not a country, and cheering them on and following them. But it's just hard to force yourself to do it.
I mean, we're semi-Wrexham fans.
Semi. We keep up with it. but you're not making sure you watch games. Like
I miss
it just
Paul Mullen. I miss Super Paul Mullen.
I don't think Super Paul Mullen was gonna be getting them to the Premier League, but
He was not.
he did a lot for
He
them.
did a lot for Wrexham, put him on the map. But yeah,
I don't even
he
think
ran
I
his course.
watched this season of Welcome to Wrexham. It just all seemed like the same thing over and over to me.
It was. I mean, I kept up with Wrexham throughout the year, just scores and
But they've
standings
already had
wise.
the season already came out, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, and I didn't even watch it.
I didn't either. I
It
watched the
just
first like 4, but
yeah,
man.
last season just felt like it was just a repeat. It was just the same kind of stuff.
Then they started. I mean, then it was they gave equal time to like the women's team over there, which I don't think the women's team's very good, and that kind of.
They should be included, but it shouldn't be equal time. Before we wrap World Cup, how is Shakira almost 50 years old?
She looked good. How about Madonna? At the age of what is she? 69, 68? I thought Madonna looked good for her age too.
But Shakira is almost 50, dude. And
Yeah.
you look up pictures of her 24 years ago, looks exactly the same. And in a world where we see all these people getting plastic surgery and like changing the way they look, I don't know what she's doing, but everybody needs to do that because she looks identical.
Yeah.
And I mean, dude, I remember her being on David Letterman,
It was one of the greatest moments in
one of the
TV history.
greatest like musical guests ever. She does her performance, and then David Letterman says,
He's
tells the
sweating
crowd
over
to
there.
open to the page on their hymnals.
He was sweating.
Yes. But God, how is she almost 50 years old?
I don't know. She's incredible. Great talent.
Great, fantastic talent. What'd you think about Bieber coming out there and slowing everything down?
Yeah, it kind of ruined the vibe, didn't it?
And then
Got
Ted
the
Lasso,
acoustic.
did Ted Lasso introduce him?
Yeah, and Beard. Lasso and Beard. And then, yeah, he brings out the acoustic guitar and just kind of slows it down, and it's like, what is this? Yeah, I wasn't a
Like
big
he's
fan.
got the energy up, and then
Yeah, was not a big fan of that. And then what, BTS? I don't really know much about BTS, the boy band.
yeah, I don't either. But they went all out with that. That was a Super Bowl level halftime show.
It sure was. Sure was.
What else? What was your other favorite stuff that happened this weekend? Anything else?
Let's see, this weekend? No, not much. No, in the world of sports, no, just the World Cup and the Open, and
Great, great
yeah.
radio. Nothing good. Nothing. The All-Star game
What else
sucked.
happened?
The All-Star game sucked.
All-Star game was awful.
After we had talked it up as the best All-Star game of the
Can't
group,
get shut out. Yeah, you
it
can't
was
get shut
brutal.
out. That was boring. That was boring.
Well, I will. You mentioned it. My nephew Wes playing in the 10 and under state tournament in Grayson County, Kentucky. I made the 2.5-hour drive yesterday. Comes on in the second inning. They were down 2-1 at that point, and dude goes 4 strong, strikes out 10, allows one kid to reach on a hit batter. Also has a double down the left field line. It's clicking for him a little bit. It's
It's
clicking.
good. So,
He,
so did we win the state tournament? When's the next game? Like,
So
how we looking?
They've won today again. They are 3-0 in pool play, so they'll be the 1 seed in a 4-team tournament starting tomorrow.
And this is
Championship on Wednesday.
And this is for the state championship?
It's the first state championship.
So then where do they go to? Is there a national championship?
Yeah, there will be a regional.
Or regional. That's right. We
Yep.
go regional. That's right.
But
Where's the regional?
I don't know. But I mean, dude, they're 2 years away from being in the big one. So
Running
I mean,
back with Valley Sports, going to run it back?
they've lost one game in so far in this whole All-Star season, and I don't know. They keep pitching like they're pitching. They're going to be tough to beat.
Okay.
But it was fun to watch him ball out. And I know you gave me a hard time because I didn't go to Barrows and watch the World Cup in the Open, but I made the right decision, and was honestly kind of sad I had to come back home after because people got to work, and I'm flying to Chicago on Tuesday. So, but good on him.
Yeah, awesome.
You know, So our cartoon pictures that I've got on some of our Facebook page, like our header photo.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever even noticed it?
No. Oh, yes. I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Harper and Bennett, your two little girls were over the house. I said, "Do you think this looks like your dad and me?" They thought yours looked like you,
Yeah.
but not me. My
Oh,
eyes were too blue.
blue. Okay.
That was their criticism.
Maybe you need to tone down the blue a little bit.
Tone down the blueness.
What's going on? We can talk a little baseball if you want. And the Red Sox have won 13 straight games.
They're hot,
They
but
are hot. The Reds are not. The Braves just doing the Braves thing. Are they just coasting?
well, they're up 3 games, but just Drake Baldwin started to hit again. I don't know. Nobody wants us to talk baseball.
Okay. Okay.
They'd rather us talk about how the hell we're going to get me on Love Island or Beauty and the Geek. I think.
Well, it starts with a fresh haircut. So you got that. So we got check mark number 1 down. So now we got to get in on the dating scene in Chicago. So you got the apps downloaded. I would already start swiping because
Okay.
what you laying tomorrow.
Oh,
How
just
long
go
you
ahead
there?
and start looking in Chicago.
How long are we in Chicago for?
We leave tomorrow. We come back Friday.
Come back Friday. So you got a Tuesday night. Well, you got 3 nights in Chicago to make some moves here. So I would start tonight as you're laying in bed, just trying to think about the trip. You get on the apps, you start scrolling, you start swiping. We'll start planting the seeds. So then in the morning, maybe we got a couple hits. We set up a couple dates, maybe a little Tuesday date, Wednesday date.
Okay. So you're very limited on the free services on these dating apps. Do
Okay.
you buy like a week's worth of service? So you
Yeah.
can just
Can you do that?
just
Yeah.
just throw out a net?
Yeah. Can you buy a week's worth?
No, that's what they want you to do.
What is it, like tokens? You buy 100 tokens or something?
Well, like on Hinge, you can only swipe, like say, or do like a heart or swipe whatever way you were supposed to swipe if you're interested. You can only do like 5 a day.
Well, you better get your 5 in before midnight.
And I don't know, but Tammy's gonna be pissed too if I don't.
Get your 5 in before midnight. Plant the seeds, and then in the morning we'll see if those seeds have grown.
Hopefully they will. And I hope I get to go to a damn Cubs game. Why you don't go to Chicago without going to a Cubs game?
Are the Cubs at home?
Yeah, Tuesday and Wednesday play the Tigers.
I enjoy Wrigley.
I
I don't
Wrigley.
like Cubs fans. I hate Cubs fans, but I like Wrigley.
Love Wrigley.
Wrigley's great. There you go. See if you can find yourself on Bumble or Hinge a nice little like cute baseball fan. There's something very attractive about a girl in a baseball jersey and a hat. So get you a baseball girl. Go have a little date in the bleachers. Get you a hot dog. A nice cold Budweiser beer. See where it goes.
There's something cute about a girl in any kind of jersey and a hat.
Take her to what was the play? The Slurping Turtle?
And then you throw in a little eye black. It's hot.
The eye black. Okay.
It's hot.
You went a step further. Yeah, so you have a good time at the baseball game. You like, what's for dinner? You take her to the Slurping Turtle. Isn't that where we went?
Okay.
That was a good
Slurping
spot.
Turtle.
Slurping Turtle.
We can go to Harry Carey's.
Yeah. Yeah. Start hammering away tonight. You got 5 before midnight. I want 5 swipes before midnight.
Well, we got to get done with golf here because I got to edit it and I got to pack. So I got a lot to do.
Well, swiping's more important than the packing. Let's do the swiping first. Yeah, you can pack in the morning. I always pack the morning of.
The morning, dude. My Uber's gonna be here at like 7:00.
Yeah, I'd get up at like 6 and pack.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
I would.
That's insane behavior. And I wait until like 11 or midnight the night before. I think that behavior is insane.
No, because there's some shit that you're going to use in the morning that you're going to want to pack. Like, you're going to want to pack your toothbrush. Like, you're going to want to pack your deodorant and stuff.
Zip it up and put it in the car. It's lays on
there's
the
things
bed
that you're like, oh man. There's things that you might think of at the last minute. You're like, oh, I'm glad I waited to pack because I was
one more thing of insanity before we get off here. I still don't have the real ID. I've still got the old school driver's license.
You're kidding me.
But I just travel with my passport, so I don't really need it. But I go to my top drawer where my passport is. It ain't there. And you get that little pit in your stomach. This is a work trip. This ain't a personal trip. Like, you need that passport to travel.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, did I leave it in my backpack? And it's been in my backpack since the last time that I flew, which I don't even know when it was.
Do you have a flying backpack?
I mean, it's the same backpack I use. It's my my work backpack with my laptop in it.
Okay, so it's the one that you use for work too. It's not like some backpack you use to travel and you just throw it in the closet when you're done traveling until the next time.
No, it's
my everyday backpack.
Everyday backpack.
Okay.
I go to where I put it when I travel, and it's still. I have carried my passport with me everywhere I have went since I flew back from the Caymans in November.
You're stupid. First of all, go get a real ID. You're the only human being left on the planet that doesn't have a real ID. Like, that's just absolutely ridiculous. That's lazy and ridiculous.
Why do I need it if I have a passport?
What?
Why do I need it if I have a passport?
Because if you forget your passport should be a backup option. Because if you lose your passport like you almost did, then you are screwed. You're screwed. It's just a normal driver's license. Just go get a real ID driver's license. It'll last you 8-10 years or however long it is. And then you just pull out your wallet, you show it to the guy, you put it back in your wallet, and you get on the plane. It ain't hard.
Well, it would really never cross my mind until
Are you trying to prove a point? Like, you're just trying to, like, anti-government? I don't want them to have my real ID face on my ID or some nonsense like that?
I just was
protesting.
I was like, why do I need it?
Some form of protest?
Well, but now I'm like, since I almost lost it, I'm like, yeah, maybe I should get the real ID.
That's just stupid, dude. Go get the real ID.
All right. I'm going to get out of here.
By the way, I heard your Cayman tournament might not be happening.
I'm getting nervous. We has not been confirmed yet. So we are normally confirmed in May, and we are now somehow almost into August. So I wanted that to happen for the rest of my life.
Yeah. Well, at least now maybe you'll get to go to a couple Bengals games.
Well, I miss one game. Like, you can miss one game to go.
That was a big game. It was the Steelers game. You missed the Steelers game last year.
I missed the Patriots game last year.
I missed the Patriots. I mean, I didn't go to the Patriots game either. I thought you missed the Steelers game last year, didn't you?
No.
No. Okay.
Have you watched the quarterback with Joe Flacco?
I've seen the clips.
I watched the whole thing. You can fast forward through the first 3 episodes, watch 4, 5, and 6, and then fast forward through the last episode.
He's more hilarious than I gave him credit for. I didn't think he was funny.
I love him.
He's hilarious, man. Joe Flacco's got some personality.
I love him. It's what it's done. Like, it's just, yeah.
I saw the clip when he was a Brown and his son told his mom that he'd put him on the bench in this fantasy league. He goes, I hope Dad doesn't go. If Dad goes off today, it's like, I hope he doesn't go off because I've benched him in my fantasy league. His mom just cracks up.
Well, yeah. But if you haven't watched it, watch the full episodes where he's actually playing.
Okay. And
then he talks about how he loves sitting at the bar by himself, and which went viral last year. They go more into detail on that, but if you're looking for something to watch, it's a good little watch. But all right,
training camp starting next week, right?
We're getting close. I don't know the exact date, but the Bengals are favored in 15 of 17 games, Neil.
I'll take that.
Gotta take advantage of it. We can get into that maybe at the beginning of training camp.
July 28th. So we are 8 days away from training camp. I'm
ready for some football.
Next Tuesday. Gotta stay healthy.
That's the plan. And we will get into more Bengals as we get closer. But as for right now, we're getting out of here. That's the 6'6" Neil. I'm the 410 Nick. You've been listening to Height Differential. We will talk to you again next week.
Yeah!